Hey everyone, this is AuthBridge, an autonomous prior authorization agent built on standards every major US payer is required to support by January 2027. Every physician in America handles 39 prior authorization requests a week. That's 13 hours of paperwork, time stolen from patients' care. And the cost isn't just money. 23% of doctors have watched a patient end up in a hospital waiting for a payer to respond. 8% have seen permanent harm or death. That's what we are solving. Soft, the software has tried to automate this for 30 years and failed. Why? Because prior auth needs natural language reasoning. Payer policies are free text PDFs. The evidence lives in nursing notes and pathology reports. The justification letter is medical legal writing. Rule engines can't read prose, but LLMs can. AuthBridge is a cloud-driven agent that does 7 things. It pulls patients' FHIR records, asks the payer for coverage rules, gathers the evidence, drafts the justification, submits the standards compliant bundle, monitors the decision, and on denial writes an appeal. The orchestration isn't pre-programmed. The agent decides each step. Every layer is an open standard. FHIR R4 for the clinical data, Smart on FHIR for authentication, DaVinci for the prior auth submission, MCP for tools, A2A for agent discovery. No proprietary glue. Drop it in any compliant EHR. One prompt, 6 tools, end to end under 90 seconds. The clinician asks, the agent pulls context from FHIR, checks coverage, maps the evidence, writes the letter, submits the bundle, and returns the decision. Every step is logged for audit. We have verified this live across oncology, cardiology, and endocrinology. Same agent, no code changes. What does this save? For physicians, 13 hours of week back. For 300-bed hospital, $7.7 million a year between admin spend and recovered clinician time. For patients, treatment that starts 3 days earlier. And on denial, AuthBridge writes an appeal in 30 seconds instead of 45 minutes. The AMA says 82% of appeals get overturned. Most patients never get one filed. This isn't a future product. It's deployed today on Prompt Opinion Marketplace. Open source, built on standards CMS already mandated. Prior authorization shouldn't be a reason patient dies waiting. Now it doesn't have to. Thank you.
Hey everyone, this is the demo of AuthBridge, an autonomous prior authorization agent deployed live on Prompt Opinion platform. Here's what it looks like to actually use it. AuthBridge is installed once as an MCP server and as a no-code agent, and from then on, every clinician in the workspace can use it from Launchpad. No code, no integration project. Now, let's go on to the clinician's workflow, onto the Launchpad, and we'll start new session, and we'll select a patient to test our MCP server. Let's go with NSCLC demo patient, and we'll go with AuthBridge reviewer. Now we'll allow to show tool calls. So prior auth. So they'll just put this prompt like run a prior authorization for this particular drug for every 3 weeks for stage 4 of this, and this is the service code and the payer's info, and they'll just have to click on submit. So what MCP does is it pulls the patient's full FHIR record, conditions, labs, imaging coverage. It asks patient's payer what evidence the policy requires. It maps each policy's requirements to a specific FHIR resource in the chart. It drafts the clinical justification, every claim cited to a resource ID. It builds the standards compliant prior auth, bundled, and submits it. It receives the decision. In this case, it has been approved with an auth number and validity window. The oncologist sees 3 sentences. Total elapsed about 80 seconds. Now, let's move ahead with another case. Here, we have, let's watch the same agent handle different specialty without a single code change. Now, we are switching to MYO demo patient, and this is the following prompt we are going to give it. Run a prior authorization for cardiac MRI with contrast
CPT 75561 indicates the ICD-10 I40.9 acute myocarditis. Payer is United Healthcare. So, what happens now is tool 1. The agent pulls this patient's chart. Tool 2. It asks patient's payer for the imaging policy. 3. It finds the troponin, the echo, the angiogram. 4. From 4 to 6, it submits the bundled and gets the answers. As you can see at the last, it gets approved. Citations are to the troponin number, the echo finding, the angiogram. Different patient, different specialty, different payer, but the same agent and same code. Now, we'll try to do something different. Let's see if our MCP understands that which medicine is safe or not safe according to the patient's report. Now, we are selecting the MYO demo patients, and we are going to send him the diabetes drug request. As you know, the MYO have the MYO demo patient does not have anything regarding to the diabetes, and it's an heart condition patient. So we'll give this particular prompt, run a prior authorization for this drug. Now what happens here is, here there is a safety net. We sent a diabetes medication request against a cardiology patient. Exactly the kind of mistakes a tired clinician can make at 3 a.m. A careless agent would invent the missing diabetes diagnosis and submit the fraudulent prior path. But AuthBridge does not do that. It stops after he surfaces the gap and asks clinician to provide what's missing. It refuses to invent evidence.
AuthBridge is an open source under Apache 2.0. Live on the prompt opinion marketplace. Standards native. Work with every FHIR complement EHR out of the box. One click to install, zero code to integrate.